nations and stuff. I'm not going to sit here and say that there was no problem with sexism and that there was no problem with misogyny. I can't see that. I can't see that at all, because women had a place. Women had things that they needed to do. And I think those things were born out of a need within the society that, you know, women did one job and men do another. But I'm less inclined to say that there was no problem with misogyny or any of those things within within Africa itself until Western people got there. I think when we look at how the Bible
Feferity Radio makes me happy.
Hey babe, just been saying one thing. No man, can't do that man. Put this thing out, man.
It's a reggae shakedown party! Saturday the 21st of May 2022 at London's prestigious venue, upstairs at the Ritzy in central Brixton, SW2 1JG. Feferity Radio presents reggae veteran bass player Barry Dread. His album launch, No Justice in Babylon, with his band Mystic Vibes. Supported by reggae star Radical Raw. This is going to be a big reggae music splash. Tickets, £10. Doors open at 7 p.m. Feferity Radio DJs will be entertaining you on the night with sweet reggae music and much more. Live performance from 9 p.m. Come on time and feel reggae vibes. Feferity Radio bringing to you. For more information, visit www.feferitylondon.co.uk.
From William Klein Bailey, featuring 4 amazing tracks like Lush, Rapture, Melody of Love, and Mellow Moods. A blend of soul and jazz. Capture the rapture in the rhythm. Available on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, Deezer, Napster, Tidal, and Pandora. Get your copy now.
Crazy Boutique are proud sponsors of Feverity Radio. A Crazy Boutique inspired by 50s and 60s African fashion nostalgia, yet quintessentially British with a London accent, creating custom-made orders for special occasions. A Crazy Boutique create unique hair and clothing accessories that are quirky, classic and stylish for both men and women. A Crazy is a zero-waste design boutique, sourcing distinctive and colourful textiles from remnants, making most of their items one of a kind. You can find A Crazy Boutique on Instagram and Facebook. For more information, email acrazyboutique@gmail.com or visit the website www.acrazyboutique.com.
Now, brothers and sisters, good night. Hope you're feeling all right. Well, here comes freestyle at the control to make things bright and to make you feel all right. All right? All right.
Your style, my style, freestyle.
Where is everybody? Mom, Dad, where's everybody? Finally, now I can sing my song.
Your style, my style, freestyle.
You don't have to be beautiful. Turn me on. I just need your loving, baby, from dusk till dawn. You don't need experience to turn me out. You just leave it all up to me. I'm gonna show you what it's all about. You don't have to be rich to be my pearl. Don't have to be cool to rule my world. And no particular song or not a catapult with. I just want your extra time and your gifts.
Your style, my style, freestyle.
Fame at last. Woo, yippee! They better put this one on the album. Woo.
Your style, my style, freestyle. 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 Your style, my style, freestyle.
it's the Saturday after the event, Feferity event, upstairs at the Ritzy. And I want to welcome you here. It's 10 minutes past 9, a little bit late, but we're here. We had a fabulous time last night upstairs at the Ritzy. As Feferity event always brings about some joy and brings around people who love music. And yesterday we had a massive good time upstairs at the Ritzy. I mean, you can pardon me because I'm a bit knackered, I can confess that. Absolutely knackered. But yeah. Just getting a call there. My daughter didn't know I'm online. She's calling me. So I want to say massive shout there to Jim Eric I, who was yesterday giving us some beautiful distribution of music last night upstairs at the Ritzy. And also to catch a vibes with Ray London. She was here between 4 and 6. The Epstar, every other Sunday she was here talking about the cost of living in the UK. In fact, the album launched last night, No Justice in Babylon. So that show will be uploaded onto Mixcloud and you can listen to it again. And if you've missed some of our show, you don't have to really, because all our shows are on Mixcloud where you can listen to them again. I know, we're a bit behind on some shows, one or two, but for most part, you can catch up with most of the shows here on Feferity Radio, so you don't miss a thing as well. And also, if you want to listen to our podcast, Feferityinspire on Spotify, please make sure you do. There's some few shows there for you to learn and be inspired and entertain yourself with as well. My name is Freestyle, and my special guest here tonight is the veteran bass player who was upstairs last night with his band, The Mystic Vibe. Barry Dread is in the house with me tonight, and we're going to be talking extensively about his music and especially extensively about his music and the history, because some of you who were there last night really enjoyed the music, because the band was absolutely excellent, amazing. But little probably you know about Barry Dread. So tonight we're gonna really go into the man's history and his accolades, so that you can be familiar with what you had yesterday. If not, you can be familiar with the name. Barry Dread is here with me live in the studio. So, man, oh man, you must be feeling absolutely knackered yourself. So, Barry, welcome to Feferity Radio.
Yeah, greetings, Freestyle. I'm tired, real tired, but I'm so glad to be here and to be on your show to talk about my album and talk about my music career so far. So we give thanks every time, my brother.
Absolutely. Yesterday was an absolute brilliant evening, isn't it?
Oh, it was wonderful, man. Really wonderful. The vibe was just right. I could feel it from me. I throw out the bass line and we can see the people in my rock. Say, yeah. You can feel the vibration coming back.
Yes.
You can feel whether people enjoy it.
That's right.
And let me know, say, yeah, the whole place from every corner. Even the bar staff are rock. So everybody was nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we're going to talk about yourself today mainly, and I've got two album and a single here, Save Humanity, and I've got the first, your album, The Bread Basket, and then this latest one that was released, launched yesterday, No Justice in Babylon.
That's right.
We're gonna go into them extensively. In fact, I was talking to my little one, my daughter in India, and she was watching, bless her, the mom put her into and let her watch a little bit of the stream.
Okay.
So she was saying, yeah, I saw your stream last night, Papa. No justice in Babylon.
Yeah. See it.
But we're going to look extensively into your musical profile and accolade and what you've done, because you've done incredibly well in the music scene here in the UK, around the world as well.
Yeah, man.
So, but let's take one of your favorite artists, Dennis Emmanuel Brown.
Dennis Brown. Man.
Here I come.
Love and hate can never be friends. Oh no, oh no. Here I come with love and not hatred. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of my life. Envy no one, no wish to be with no evil man. For there'll come the day when you'll be whipped by the father's hand. Leave up good children. Oh yeah. Leave up past children. Yeah. My head is anointed and my cup runneth over. Yeah. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of my life. Yeah. Oh yeah, now. Oh yeah. All right. Here I come with love and not hatred. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of my life. Envy no one, no wish to be with no evil man. For there'll come the day when you'll be whipped by the father's hand. Live up good children. Oh yeah. Live up good children. Oh yeah. Forgive up, oh dear. Yeah, oh boy, oh, yeah, man, yeah. Oh, my head is anointed and my cup runneth over. Yeah. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days of my life. Yeah. Oh yeah, now. Oh yeah.
Sunday here on Feferity Radio. Here I come. My special guest tonight, Barry Dredd, the veteran bass player, born in London, been in the music business for, well,
A little time now.
and also played and learned and played with the likes of John Holt, Elton Ellis, Leroy Smart. That's just to name a few, actually. We're going to juggle his memory to tell us more. But last night we did enjoy launch of his album, the No Justice in Babylon, and your band Mystic Vibe. Well, so Barry, last night was incredible, and for those of you who missed it, it's live on YouTube. We're still live on YouTube, so welcome to all our viewers on YouTube. We stream yesterday the event live, and so you can watch part of that. You can't see the band because, you know, it was a paid event, but at least you can feel and hear the music very, very well. How was the preparation leading into the event yesterday? Because this was a launch of your album.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was mystic, you know, the whole thing. Because, I mean, I've been working on the album during the lockdown, you know, and I actually mixed the album myself and all of that during the lockdown. And this year now, I find say I had to bring in some other people to, you know, help me get the sound to another level still. You know what I mean? Because even though I had learned the logic during the lockdown, I didn't know nothing about the logic. I learned all these things. Yeah, I learned because after my son, you know, tragically passed away in 2019.
Sorry. Yeah.
And then we buried him just before the lockdown. And then I turned his bedroom into a studio.
Right.
So that's why it's called Malachi's Studio now.
Right.
So then I bought the Logic and I got my Soundcraft board and I started to learn how to build tunes on the Logic and understand this Logic, you know, because that once I could do that, then it would open up all the things for me, because I used to pay my money to go studio.
Yes.
Obviously, when you go studio, it's expensive business.
It is.
To build an album is expensive.
It is.
You go in the studio, it's £20 an hour at least.
Yes.
You know, so you have to have money for that. Then when you call your musicians, you have to have money to pay them. So, you know, my albums used to take me 4 years to make before, because, you know, you're working and you pay, you know, you might, this month you can bring in some musicians and you have to have about £400-500 in your pocket when you go in the studio. You're paying musicians and you're paying for the studio time, plus you're paying, you know. So it takes a while. That's what took the time. But now with my own studio now, it's like, boom, everything there and there. I got my own life. Because me, a man that I don't really go down the computer route. Because I'm a musician. I like to keep my music live.
Yeah.
You know, I go to all the lengths I can to keep it live drums, live bass, live horns, live everything. So you get the spirit of the musicians in your music.
In your music, yeah.
You know, and to me, that way it lives forever. You know what I mean? Because, you know, the drum, one thing is the science of it is that the drum beat is the electric drum is so accurate. There's no waver. You see, the spirit is in the waver.
Feeling, yeah?
The spirit is in the waver because the accuracy, it's coming down on that beat every time at the same time. But when you're a drummer, you're gonna play that beat microscopically different every time.
Yes.
You see me, I say?
Yeah.
And that is the spirit. You see me, I say? But you don't hear it, you feel it. You see me, I say? Just like the bass line, you know, I'm playing right through the tune. So the first bar is not gonna be like the last bar. Even though you don't hear it, you feel it. You see me, I say? So it's a mystic, you know? So that's how I approach the music. And, you know, with the grace of the Most High and the ancestors, them show me how to understand the logic. And within no time, I was building my own songs. And, you know, I'm start mix because I realized I got a lot of songs. I can't really let everybody mix it because it's going to cost me another bomb to mix all my tunes. You see me, I had to learn to mix. So I studied it. You know, I went on YouTube because they show you how to mix and read, test, you know, you get the techniques, and I took it on, and just because, you know, it's lockdown, innit? So what else is there to do?
Yes,
you know what I mean? Because I probably, if it wasn't lockdown, I might not have even done it because I was a busy musician, getting called every time to do this work, that work. So the lockdown slowed me down, so I could now study this thing, because I've always avoided having my own studio in the house, because I found that I would have to devote time to doing that, and that would take away time from my creativity. Because, you know, I find a lot of my brothers who went in the studio, they stopped creating because they're spending all their time learning how to understand the studio. But I didn't bother with that. I just kept on creating and just record my thing on cassette if it has to be. You know what I mean? But the lockdown and in time now, it's come to the time where I have to have my own studio now. So the most I say, see a studio now, I know it's your time to go record your own thing without having to spend a whole bunch of money out there. So I'm going to give thanks that I was able to manifest the albums, No Justice in Babylon, because I actually started it from about 5-6 years ago. The first 5 tracks I actually recorded at a studio outside.
Right.
With the view to, you know, finish it out there. It was going down the same road as everything. As I said, my son passing and the lockdown changed my whole way of approach.
Yeah.
So it made me now an engineer, and now I'm mixing my own tunes. So I'm glad about that. to see it's gone out there and people accepted it and it's loved. So far, I'm getting a good vibe from it. So yeah, man. Give thanks.
I mean, when you mentioned the lockdown and because we were all running away, making excuses about time. We haven't got time.
Exactly.
You know, or I'm at work and this and that. So, like you're saying, the lockdown allows you that time.
Man. Yes, I.
And if it wasn't for that, so, but tell us, because you're coming from like old school, like you've said, in terms of going into studio, it costs a lot of money, and you got how many takes for one track. That's sometimes, right. And it costs a lot of money.
That's right.
And sometimes you even have to change musician because you might not have the same musician playing.
No, you ain't. No, because you want
track
variety. Yeah, man. A variety, man. Say, well, this guitarist gonna do the business on this track. You know what you want. You know what I mean? So yeah, certain hands, man, you call in because they can give you a certain vibe that you're looking for. Yeah, man. Like
so how did you find that transition? Like learning about the logic. Be able to. You still probably but master it to a point where you're able to create, lay down your own tracks, master your tracks, and now is out. How tell us about talk us through about that transition. How did you find it? Because for an old school, musician, it's quite a difficult.
No, man, it was easy.
Is it?
Yeah, man, it was the same. True say. Everything I'm using, I'm not using anything computerized apart from the Logic and the Apple Mac. You see me, I say, so once me plug my bass into the board, it just record like it up on tape. You see me, I say, so I'm not complicate it. You know what I mean? See, one track bass, boom. Next thing you know, we put down my piano. You see me, I say, because I found I was doing a lot of the stuff myself during the lockdown. I had electric drum kit in the house. And that was what I was using to record my drums in MIDI initially. Then I done it live. But no, man, it was easy to really get my music down that way. It's only that because of the lockdown, I weren't able to invite people around as such to fatten up the thing. You know what I mean? But when things kind of cool down a little bit. Then I start bringing in the hands man them and they start blowing thing and start bringing Gitsy, Jeffrey and them man they come in and Clevie and them man they come in and fatten up the tune. But when I mixed the tune done, I had to get it mastered. I couldn't do it myself. You see me, I said because I'm not ready for that yet. You know what I mean? Give it to a specialist. The mastering guy. Wayne Marshall, he does mastering.
Right.
So I let him master the tune then because and he could hear from my save humanity to justice the improvement in my mixing and my understanding of the sounds. You know what I mean? So it's basically mixing is your sound. It's what because I've been in the music so long, I know what I want to hear. So that's what I aim for. You know what I mean?
What got you into music?
What get me into music? Boy, I tell you, it's just it's a spiritual calling, because from my youth, I always wanted to play the guitar, so that just fascinated me for some reason. You know what I mean? I said to my dad,
does it come through an inspiration from someone or friend or family?
No, really. I mean, I suppose, we was in church. At church, my father was a pastor, so I grew up in the church, and I suppose, I don't know who I saw. Maybe I might even saw Elvis Presley jamming again. I don't know. It's something, me just get the vibe for play a guitar and ask my father to buy me one. You know what I mean? And thankfully he did. And I had some music lessons when I was at school.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the music teacher wasn't very, embracing. He had a very coarse attitude towards us. You know what I mean? And he never seemed very kind. The way you teach somebody, we never liked the way him approach me.
Right.
And most of us black youths in that class, we just felt pushed out for some reason. We didn't realize we were probably suffering some form of racism. We weren't feeling it.
Right.
You know what I mean? From them times, you know? So I didn't continue with that, but I had my guitar at home. I used to learn.
Which school was it?
What school? Hybrid Grove.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hybrid Grove. Delroy Murray and them, man, they come out of it. What's the name of that band? Imagination. That's a famous group that come out of that school there. But yeah, so me find say now it's the music that me play that I was inspired to by my is people around me and the music that me I hear through the radio and stuff. You know what I mean? Because when me decide to take it up in school, I remember I got, kicked out of one of my schools. I went from Ivory Grove School to Woodbury Down School, and it's another story because you find we get victimized as young black men in school, but that's another argument again. Yeah, so I went to another school because Ivory Grove School at the time was a more school that had more white youths.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's hybrid. You know what I mean? And them time there was more of a white youths culture. You know what I mean, mate, and all of that. You know what I mean? So the black youths, them that used to move with them white youth there, was talking Cockney. You know what I mean? And all of that. But me as a man, I always stick to my people, them. You know what I mean? So I kept my language. But what happened is, when I got expelled from Ivory Grove, I ended up in Woodbury Down, which is more in Hackney.
Yeah.
So you find now there was more black culture in that school. So the white youths were talking black. You know what I mean? I was like, it kind of opened my mind to see how your environment can shape you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, and in that school now, there was more man them in sound systems and band. There was more attached to their culture. So maybe that shift helped me because I remember going there and them say, oh, we got a band after school. Can you play the bass? And I said, I didn't even know what the bass was. I said, I could play guitar. And said, come after school, you know what I mean? So after school now, we got join it and then put a bass in my hand. You know what I mean? And me did I play upon one string, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then the teacher, he goes, no, you don't have to play it all on one string. He goes, that note is the same as that open string underneath. I said, So if I show me that, I start going and start practice on my guitar and start get better and better. I realized I didn't have to run all the way up and down one string. I could do it relatively in the same area, So that kind of opened me up, and then we started to do the cutting of the house. I remember my dad went to Jamaica one year. You know what I mean? Right. Like we brought the whole band in. You know what I mean? Because we used to.
How old were you at that time?
It's about 15, 16. But what happened? We used to play in the church. Our first gig was in the church, my father's church. I remember we had, and then me grew up in my bedroom. Because I remember at school him could have played dim, 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 dim. So I said, we can play piano. So I wrote to him in the church. And we did it. We never know what we was doing, but we tried that thing. Yeah. But from this on now, when my dad went to Jamaica, we took over my bedroom, you know what I mean? And we start copying records. Right. And I remember we copied one tune. One of the first bass line we learned. We must have played the tune for about an hour. Because it was such a buzz to hear we was playing something that we, that we hear out there. And it was like, drummer def on it and me def on it and Clevia playing little thing. My gosh. So we just went on from there. And then obviously at Woodbury Down, that little band that I was playing in Woodbury Down School, we went to Skinner's School, which is an all-girls school, and performed. And it caused that riot between the Skinner's girls and the Woodbury Down girls, because obviously we went there and it's like, whoa. It's like I ended up with 5 girlfriends, my man ended up with 9. You know what I mean? And it's like they can't start coming around. It's like, I said, hey, this music thing is all right, Get all congratulations. So when we left school now, I said, I'm going back in that, man. That's the thing. So I just kept it going. You know what I mean? And then obviously I was inspired by Rastafari. A time came and was like, Mr. Nah, man. Because what happened is, in my bedroom, my brother put a picture of Rasta Babu. I don't even ever see that picture of a little Rasta youth. But him look vexed. Him stand up like this.
Right.
Him stand up like this. It's called Rasta Babu. Arms, man, him close on like this and him just look serious. My brother bought that picture and put it in my bedroom, in our bedroom, And because he had visions of turning a Rasta, but it was like 3-4 years older than me. But me come up and I see that. Me never know nothing about Rasta. I just thought the boy not call me mad. You know what I mean? Just a rough looking youth. Me say, boy, this youth look a bit serious, see? You know what I mean? You never see him happy and playful like all the children I know. You know what I mean? So it kind of left a mark in my head that I said, why is this man so serious about life? And obviously when you go up on the road, man, them might tell you, white guys, nigga, pull the trigger, bang, 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 and you make you question, why are these people on me? You know what I mean? What's going on? So, these things, and then a next thing, what made me start think is, my father's a pastor, and me used to go to church, and my father say, man come from, God make man, and out of the rib of man, he make woman. You see me, I say, and so forth, and he made all the creatures on the earth. Then when you go to the big institution like school, they tell you, say, man come from monkey, and that there was these dinosaurs, and so I'm like, as a youth, you're trying to make sense of the world, and something's not right. Yeah. From 5, 6, 7, me, I realized that, well, where I go on? You know what I mean? So I've always been a bit inquisitive. So obviously, you know, when me reached about 16, 17, you know, I started to play with and my brethren who we used to go to primary school with, him start locks up.
Okay.
For something could twist in him head, and you know, and I started to play with him. He was a drummer, Clive, and me and him start vibe, and we roped in my other brethren, them Clevie and Jeffrey. So the four of us now formed a little band, you know what I mean? And you know, that made me inspired me to locks up. I'm start locks up, and I go home, and my father said to me, wait, are the devil I praise? You know what I'm saying? You know? So obviously, me looking at myself, because if a pastor tell you, if the devil I praise, and you don't know you're 16, 17, you know, you have to question yourself. So I did. And the ancestors brought me to the Head Start bookshop, that I was telling about last night, where, you know, when I went in there, the ancestors brought me to the book called How Europe and the Developed Africa by Walter Rodney. You know what I mean? And that book, that boy, a serious book that, you know. Anybody want, you know, anyone should really go and check out that book, because it really just give you an understanding of how Europe got all their riches out of us, and without us, they wouldn't be who they are. You know what I mean? And then, you know, as you learn more, you realize it's even more than that they got from us. You know what I mean? So, you know, they should have a lot to be thankful to us towards, rather than persecuting us. You know, so the whole thing is turn around. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, that started.
So how was that relationship with your father? Because this is very common place in terms of, you know, a lot of people who grow up in a very religious home, their parents as religious leaders, most of the time don't end up follow the footsteps.
No, of course not.
So how was that sort of, again, that sort of transition to convince your father, or was there a point that you have to convince, or was there a point that you have to leave home? How?
Yeah. I mean, you know, when I was elated by it, I couldn't put down the book when I started reading it. So when me finished reading it, before me even finished reading it, me take it to my father and say, Papa, look, you know what I mean? These people used to rob us and rare, you know? But being a Christian, they don't look at them aspects of life as, you know, you're not supposed to read anything outside of what the Bible is, you know what I mean? And, you know, so it's like, he kind of basically run me. He didn't want to open up his mind to a new way of looking at things. You know, want me have to teach him, you know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, he might, you know, leave it all in the hands of the Lord and you'll be all right, you know what I mean? So that's how that generation done it. That's why I was able to get robbed, in my opinion, in Africa and so forth. You know, to me, there's an Islamic Malays and there's a Christian Malays, you know, where, you know, we accept these things and waiting around on people to save us when we can save ourselves. That's, you know, they've taken that spirit of saving ourselves out of us through religion. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we can't, you know, everything, leave it all up to the Lord. You know, when we are the Lord. You know, we aren't the overlords of our lives, and we need to take charge. You know what I mean? That's the reality, but that's the way I looked at it anyway. My opinion.
Yeah. I mean, religion is a very massive topic.
It is, man.
But let's now focus on your band, because you mentioned about when you were 16. Your first band was Sunset Band. Tell us about how that came about.
Well, I mean, Sunset Band is through the same brethren, Clive, Clevie, and Jeffrey, and eventually Errol Mattis joined us. You know, basically we were based in Finsbury Park, and you know, and we used to style ourselves off of our heroes. Like, you know, I used to look upon myself as family man. Yeah, Robbie Shakespeare, depending on which type of vibe we are play. Me I play Radix, me I Flabber, you know what I mean? If me I play funky reggae, me I Robbie. You know what I mean? If me I play deep roots, me I family man. And Drummy used to have that same persona. You know, we used to hear him had like Style Scott, and he was like Style Scott. You know, that man that was my hero. You know, and so we used to style ourselves, and obviously Jeffrey too. Bingy Bonnie and Clevie was Gladdy. We all had our own, style, and we was on a level. So what happened is, we used to get work, like Fat Man, called Instigators. You had all, during them times, you had a few bands that were pretty good. Instigators, you had Sunset Band in West London, you had Undivided Roots, and, the work was mainly shared out amongst Undivided Roots and Instigators, and then we'd get a little bit of work as well. And, so much artists from Jamaica would come over here, and we'd get work. You know what I mean? So we've worked with Leroy Gibbons, all the names, any name you want, Carl, Pat Kelly. So all of that experience has been good for us, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it wasn't good for us because we had our own aim to create our own band, in terms of our own album and our own goal for ourselves. Just like you have Steel Pulse and Aswad, they were Sunset Band. So obviously we had our own songs and which we had our own lead singer, Errol Mattis, who was on stage with me last night. He was the lead singer of that band. And, we had our own songs and stuff. But what happened is, when you go off on tour with an artist from Jamaica, you're spending time out of your own thing. And then you go, and then and then at the end of the night, you usually hear, boy, you want to see, we're not getting the pay we're supposed to be getting. Rare tears, that means we don't get the money, but we're supposed to get, we can't invest back in ourselves. And it just went on like that, and years would pass where, it was more, we became a session band rather than a band, and that used to egg me because I wanted us to just go out there and do our own thing rather than keep backing.
But it was a position that the money was needed, and also through the gigs that you're getting a lot more publicity for yourself and exposure, isn't it?
Well, yeah, well, in a sense, but no one really remembers the band too tough. It's about the artists. You know what I mean? Because artists come and steal all the light, man. You know what I mean? So it go. We just did it to support them. You know what I mean? We're expendable as far as they're concerned, but we're the most important factor. You know what I mean? But I say it go, man. I say it go. I give thanks for all them experience because, as I said, I use all that experience I learned from those legends and those artists that me work with over the years, and put it into the music that I play today.
So when you started the Sunset Band, who were you? Because you just mentioned a few bands that you were, like, looking up to and play and imitate. But who were your main hero at that time? Your inspirator when it comes to the bass guitar.
Well, as me say, it still never come off a Robbie. It still never come off a, you know what I mean? Those were the man them to look up to. You see me I say, and those were where we were. You know what I mean? We worked extensively with artists from Jamaica. You know what I mean? And those type of things there just inspire me, because what happened is to learn those music, you know what I mean, was the greatest joy. And to play it and then have the artists come sing, that was a great thing. Cause one of the things that happened, we was with Leroy Smart at the Shinola Club when Shinola used to go on them back in the days. People thought it was a yard band. You know what I mean? And when a brother named Billy Hutch was at the show, and him loved the band so much, so him come and say, basically, we go Europe. You know what I mean? Him say, what? Europe? Yeah, we're up for that. So we showed him where we rehearsed, and how much we would charge, and he just came to the rehearsal, gave us the money and the cassette with all these songs on it. He said, learn them songs, I'm going to send on the plane tickets. So he gave us half the money up front, and so that was our first venture into Europe. That was about 1980, 88, 89, around them time there. You know what I mean? We were out there in Europe, man. And so Billy Hutch called us out, then we went to Sweden. Not Sweden, Switzerland. And he was based over there, you know what I mean? And believe me, first time ever we throw down the music. He never even sing nothing too tough. Him just a dance round and say, yeah, Rastafari. Place tear down. I said, whoa. You know what I mean? It opened my eyes to see that Europe, they love reggae music them time there.
For real.
People spinning like a gig, man. It was like, we were like part of the pioneers back in the days. Obviously, enough man come before because me speak to man who used to go to Europe back in the 70s from England. You know what I mean? So it's been a long road, you know, and eventually, man like Billy Hutch, you know, call us over there a couple more times. You know what I mean? And we start really looking at Europe as a good possibility to tour and, you know what I mean, get our music out there. But as a band ourselves, we actually disbanded about 1990. About 90, we went our separate ways.
You had a single, "You Are the One," that was performed by the band, isn't it? Put together by the band. So
yes, that's right. Yeah.
At the same time, there was an album which was never released.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah, man.
What happened?
Yeah, man. I mean, because obviously during that time we was on that mission to be a band in our own right. So we put an album together. You know what I mean? A serious album, and Gilroy Sidden was the singer, and the album would have done good things, I feel, at that time. So what happened is there was a little vibe in the band, and Gilroy, because we used to be based at a music co-op called I Passion Music Co-op, that was based in Caledonian Road in Holloway, and basically that was started by the community, putting pressure on the council that we need something in the community, and eventually they managed to gave us some money up front, and we got a building, where we was able to set up a studio, have rehearsal rooms, have halls and stuff. And so it was based from there. So in going in there and getting involved in that organization, it kind of slowed us down as a band. And so the singer man decided to, go off and start recording with other people or whatever. And he done a song called You've Changed with members of our own band. It's kind of, and the tune actually went to number one because Sir Lloyd put it out, and it was, I won't go through the whole politics right now, but the long and the short of it is that it kind of backfired on the band, because as far as the argument is that as far as I was concerned, it should have gone out as the band, because it's basically, it was 3 members of the band, the singer and 2 other members of the band. So it's a quorum of the band. It could have gone out as Sunset Band, but it went out as Gilroy Sidden. But to make it worse, it didn't go out as Gilroy Sidden. It went out as Sir Lloyd, featuring Gilroy Sidden. And to me, it's like, but wait, that's my lead singer getting being featured by Sir Lloyd, and and the whole politics of it didn't work out too well. So it caused more tension in our group. So we realized that man had to go their own way, you know what I mean? So that's basically where the split happened. But it didn't have to work out like that. And the album we recorded, I still have the master tapes,
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, because I didn't really decide I was basically one Sunset Band member still ready to go on. But I said to myself, you know what? There's no point trying to get new musicians and start all of that. Let's just leave that chapter and move on to a new chapter. That's when I started to call myself Barry Dread and do my own thing from there. You know what I mean?
And you've got this album. I've got this album in my hand, the Bread Basket. Why do you name the album the Bread Basket?
Bread Basket, because you don't know. They said Africa is the bread basket of the world, you know what I mean? And everyone is eating out of it, and our people are not benefiting. I mean, when I go to Africa, I've been to Ghana, I've been to Gambia, there's no pavements on the streets. But in Europe, every street have pavement. Where all the riches come from? Africa. So how come every street not paved? Why, and then when you look into the politics, you realize, we don't actually control our own minds. You know what I mean? Because if we did control our own minds and be proper men, we wouldn't allow that. A man not gonna let a next man dig out him own a garden. A man not gonna let a next man rape his mother. You understand? Because Africa is your mother. She gives you all what you need. You see me? I say we all come from her. So a man defends his mother, his children, and so forth. There's no defense going on at the moment. Anybody can come in and just take what they want with the blessing of any president or prime minister. It's supposed to be war. You see me I say?
So that's why it's called
It's bread basket. Yeah, because I took offense to the fact that, everyone is eating out of Africa and we're not eating as much as we should be eating. The only people who seem to be eating is the guys them who's running the thing and in the politics of everything. And in sitting down in the seat of the scornful with everybody. You know what I mean? Those are the guys that benefit. But the common people now benefit. Common people are struggling and stuff, and we're not even elect those guys. It's all, it's a deep thing we're going right now,
Well, from the album, let's take a track.
Yeah, man.
Is it Sweet Lady?
Sweet Lady, yeah. It's a contrast to the bread basket still. Yeah, but we need sweet ladies. If we don't have, the feminine aspect, how could we all be here? We have to rise up the woman every time. This is what it's all about. This is why. Did
you play that yesterday?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. I did Stick to Love.
Right.
That's on my new album. True that. Yeah, I always put 1 and 2 lovers on my albums.
Yes.
Because I'm a great believer in having women love your music.
Yes.
If women don't love your music, it not go nowhere. You know what I mean? Because it not go to the youths. It's to me, a woman is the woman them want buy me music. And them buy it and put it in them car or play it in them house.
Everybody will listen.
Everybody will listen. Because Malcolm X said it. Educate a man, you educate an individual.
Yeah.
Educate a woman, you educate a nation.
Yeah.
You see me? I said, so once the woman take it up and play it, because it proved it to me. Because same bread basket track there. My niece, she's a Christian lady. She wouldn't normally buy these tunes, but because I'm her uncle, she buy my album for me. And she played it in the car. About 2 months later, she sent me back a WhatsApp video of her 2 little youth. Them a dance and a sing, and she all have a join in. Africa bread basket of the world. I never wanna eat out, I eat, yeah. Because it's a nursery rhyme. We don't even realize. The way me write my song, them is nursery rhyme. And give it to the children. Because they don't even know what it means. You see me and say, but them love it. The whole music and the way they were dancing, they were feeling it. Now, they don't understand the politics of Africa bread basket, but they won't forget that. And then later on in life, they will say, that's what Uncle was talking about.
That's right.
That's what he was singing about. Oh. And that makes them, all of a sudden, it just opens up their mind.
Well,
you just plant a seed, my brother.
Absolutely. Barry Dread with me here on Feferity Radio. Let's take a track from his, this is the second album, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
The second album, Bread Basket, but that's not the title we're going to play. We're going to play you Sweet Lady.
My life, you are a fulfillment of a vision that's come true. Oh yeah, you're a perfect picture of divinity on earth, and I'm just glued to your movement. I'm glad that you're near me. Oh, 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 oh. so at my gates. Oh yeah. You're so full of action. Your cooking, it tastes great. So great. You got an open mind. We reason all the time. And you're a great motivator. I know that you're the best. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Sweet lady, I'm glad that you named me. Oh, 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 oh. Sweet lady, I'm glad to know you'll always be mine. Yeah. Be mine. Always be mine. Always be mine. Always be mine. Be mine. Always be mine. Always be mine. Now we're together in love and harmony. You just can't separate us. We were meant to be. Oh yeah, yeah. Will you have my children? Will you be my wife? For we should stand together for the rest of our lives.
Sweet reggae music, and this is that good time we had yesterday upstairs at the Red Sea. What a beautiful voice as well.
Sweet lady, I'm glad.
Son of pastor or reverend, of course, Barry Dread here. This is Sweet Lady, going out to all the ladies here on Feferity Radio, and you listening to us right now.
Be mine. Be mine. Always be mine.
Shout out to Gino Mamacita in Ghana and all our friends and families, our listeners in the continent of Africa.
Always be mine. Like the moon is the sun to shine.
Sweet reggae music, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I mean, did you sing in church? Were you part of the choir at all?
No. Never get to that far there, no.
So
we never have a choir
how
like
come you have
that.
such a really sweet voice?
Why tell you the truth, you know? You don't know, you know. I really don't, because nobody in the family really sing. But what is, over the years, you know, being in a band, you know, you find, say, you know, I've always let other people sing. I've never really been a singer. I never looked upon myself as a singer. I'm a musician. So it's like I've become a singer. Not that I've always, you know, believed in being in a band and letting the man sing. And because I usually let my lead singer them sing my songs, because I like my singer to move around the stage, and we did we look at harmony. So I used to practice harmonies, you know, just play the bass and sing the harmony, and so that's where it started. You know what I mean? Just stand up and I sing harmonies. But you find, say, what happened is singers, we work on with a lot of singers that wasted our time. You know what I mean? You know, you go 3 years without singing, and then, you know, he decides he wants to be a solo artist, and then we work another 4 years with a man, and then decides to him not like one man in the band, and him, you know, so it's like, time's wasted. 8 years is gone. I'm like, whoa, hold on. You know what I mean? So it's like, I said, well, me look like me have to go start singing for me. Well, when Sunset Band finished, that's when I decided this is it. I'm not going to back nobody.
Was it a frightening thing? I mean, for you to start singing your own song?
No, not really, no. No, sir. Because, you know, it's like, well, you know, it's inevitable that me have to just do that. You know what I mean? Because I used to do it. You see me, I say a couple of times I've had to do it because we had no lead singers. And, in fact, when we went Europe first time, me sing. In fact, when we did the show in 1986 in Finsbury Park, and me up on the show with my songs. You know what I mean? But I still when we brought in a lead singer after that, I let him sing them because he was a great singer. Great singer, that, you know, fantastic singer. Gilroy Sidon, a mad singer. Right? But, you know, when that don't work out, me say, no, you know what? I'm done with that, man. I got to do my own singing. And keeping singing, and it just strengthened my voice as the years gone by. You know, 20 years ago, my voice wasn't as strong as this. So if you believe in yourself, you can visualize and make yourself become what you want to be. You know what I mean? I never know I would be such a good songwriter. I just kept writing songs. And eventually it come. And you read more and more knowledge coming out of your head. So, you know, the ancestors give you what you want. Your brain give you what you want if you ask for it. You know, you just have to persevere and stick to it. You know what I mean? You can become a genius at whatever you do, as long as you keep doing it and ask the ancestors to guide you in it. You know what I mean? Your brain will just find the things that man before you know it, you do it.
Well, we've just got an hour left, and let's go for another track from the Save Humanity EP.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
This is also drawing from a female energy as well. Empress Joy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Draw that, man.
You do have the dub as well, Empress dub, right?
Yeah, did I find that, no?
Yeah,
man. Yeah, man.
Well, here's the voice of Barry Dread. The video is coming out, but you can actually reminisce at the event yesterday upstairs at the Red Sea live on YouTube after this event. Empress Joy.
Walk the earth with peace and love and a grace within her heart.
Can I dedicate this to all the Empress who was there yesterday?
Yeah, man, most definitely. They all walk the earth with peace and love, you know, the whole of them.
Yes. A righteous lady, such a righteous queen, Empress Joy, walk the earth with peace and love and a grace within her heart. Empress Joy, she lived a divine life, a beauty amongst all the queens, yes. She told us of her exploits in Jamaica. She was the nanny queen. She gave us all some beautiful songs. You had your chance, people, we've got a chance. She trod the road of Rastafari, singing Naya Bingy songs. When she did a live performance, she made the whole place sing along. Empress Joy, walk the earth with peace and love and a grace within her heart. Empress Joy, she lived a divine life, a beauty amongst all the queens. Empress Joy, a righteous lady, a righteous queen. Empress Joy, a righteous lady, such a righteous queen. When she walked into a room, it came to life. No one else could smile the way she smiled. An artisan, a rebel, and a teacher, falling where her spirit leader. Empress Joy, such a righteous lady, such a righteous queen. Empress Joy, such a righteous lady,
Empress Joy, taken from his EP Barry Dread, Save Humanity. Yeah, man. I want to send a shout also to our sister Abena Kojo. Abena says, big up brother Ja Barry. No Justice was a great salute to your music journey. Rastafari love to you and the band, man. Was a great vibes yesterday.
Yeah, give thanks, Sabina. Respect,
yeah, man. Thank you very much, Abena. And also you have Jimmy Lyons.
Jimmy Lyons.
Yeah, Jimmy Lyons. He says, I'd up B. Nice show last night at the Ritzy. Salute to all involved.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, Jimmy Lyons.
Yes.
Every time.
And thank you also for listening. Make sure you share the link on a YouTube channel. We're live. Also, we're live on the radio as well. But greetings to each and everybody. It was a really, really great night last night.
Proper thing, man.
You know, I want to also big up to all the musicians.
Yeah, man.
You know, very, very, very professional.
Yeah, man. All set of them, you know. Yeah,
and,
man. From
yeah.
Wimbim, you know, Jeffrey, Stumpy.
Yeah, you know, and
Ashanti Sealer, do all of them, man.
Yeah, man. And it was good to see everyone playing with a smile on their faces.
Yeah, man. Well, you know,
Sweet
reggae music, you know.
Energy.
When sweet reggae music play, man, you know, it's a joy to the heart.
Yeah.
You know, especially when it play nice. My gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And also, Kamon Ka, she's also from Jamaica, a jazz blues artist.
Yes.
And she was there yesterday.
Yes.
And she goes, you know, it's been a while that she really enjoys some old classic reggae like that, you know. So the vibes was just right.
Yeah, man.
You know, and the mood, you know, was absolutely, you know, peaceful.
Yeah, man, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I be a love, man. The most I was in the place, you know.
So, when it comes to like putting this album together, No Justice, in Babylon, the album title and the image, because you know I've looked at your albums and the images tells a story, and I really love albums with a creative art that tells a story just by looking at it. And on the album No Justice in Babylon, you know, there you stood in front of, you know, the UK Parliament, you say, and you have the building, and at the back you have also important buildings around, you know, that represent.
Yeah, well, I mean, the bottom image is the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how did you come up? How did you get? I mean, kind of figure out the album title.
Well,
what inspires that?
Well, I didn't know what the title of the album. In fact, initially I didn't know. You know, you just create some songs. You know, because No Justice in Babylon. That was amongst the first 5 songs I actually laid for the album. So that was one of them, you know. So it was, you know, it's only as during the lockdown, as I'm trying to finish the album now, and hearing how them sound after my voice them, and I said, boy, this one, yeah, definitely, I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? Feeling like this is the title of the album, No Justice in Babylon, because I like an impactful title, you know, that will just by the title alone can wake you up. You know what I'm saying? You know, because once you hear the title, No Justice in Babylon, most people agree with you. You know, because we've lived this. You know what I mean? Nobody's lived it more than us. You know, no justice in Babylon whatsoever. And we've been brutalized, terrorized for centuries, right? And yet, we're going to turn around and believe everything these people that have raped and tortured and murdered us for so many years. We're going to accept them, their word as truth, and expect justice from these people. You know, that means we actually must be sleeping. You know, because in the real world you wouldn't do that. You know, a man has brutalized you and raped your wife and, tortured your children, how can you trust that man with anything? Why would you send your children to his school? Why would you take his medicines? Why would you? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, we have some kind of issue in ourselves that we actually, after all these years, but you see what it is? They got the propaganda. They have what we hear and what we see and what we, they control our senses. What we, they set up the schools, they set up the churches, they set up all these things. So we can't escape the brainwash that these people are right now, we're not here to hurt you. We come to bring charity, So a lot of people buy into these things. You see me, I saying the images that we adopt is not of ourselves. Because as soon as we wake up, we're born, they want to take away the black breast and give you a white milk bottle. Even as a baby, you're not seeing the black breast in front of you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're not seeing the breast.
Well,
yeah.
Well, yes, I'm talking from the perspective of us African people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's,
back in the days, when you hear the word Babylon, the attention was drawn to the West, like England, America. And then you hear people saying, well, Babylon is not about a place, it's about a system.
Yeah.
So Babylon can be found in different parts of the world.
Yeah, man. Babylon is even in your brethren and your blood and heart sister.
How would you define Babylon?
Someone that basically is not working for the people. You're working for the benefit of the enemy in that regard. That's someone that wants to destroy you. You know what I mean? Because Babylon ain't got no policies that's helping us. If there is any out there, please someone show me, because I don't really see the policies that they make in their laws that help us as African people. Even the fact that we've been asking for reparation and all of that. It seems like a million miles away. They just put different obstacles. We can't expect reparation from them. These things we have to demand, until we establish ourselves as a people, then we get our reparation. I mean, I've always seen it as a youth, why does the Chinese man get respect and the African man doesn't get the respect? Simply because we don't control our resources. If we control our resources, you want to see how much respect we'd have. Oh, Mr. Abuku. Oh, it's a different thing. But we don't control our resources. China controls its resources. Russia everybody control their own resources. We do not. They can come in and say, we're taking that. And we got no defense. We can't say, no, you can't take that. They'll come in, they'll bring their armies and take whatever they take. So this is why they don't respect us. And we ain't got no protection anywhere we are on the planet. Well, why do they have to protect us when they can take whatever they want from your mother? You know what I'm saying? They don't have, but if they couldn't, they'd have to respect you because they need you to survive. They need us to survive now, but they don't have to ask. They just take it.
So a Babylon is not a place, or it could be a place, but also
no, it's a frame of mind. It's a mind. It's a mindset. Yeah, because look at the mindset of what's going on in Parliament. What they do there is not the mindset for us to help us. When they sit down and plan, they're planning to destroy. So that means Babylon. You see me? I say, if they were sitting in Parliament and deciding to do good deeds, then it's no more Babylon. You see me? I say, but usually they're not doing good deeds in there. You know what I mean? Anywhere in the world now, it's a tyranny all around the world. They want all governments to think the same. They want, in fact, there's something going on now with the World Health Organization wanting to take over all governments in the world's decision on their health. So the World Health Organization say, well, if everybody have to get vaccinated, the world have to get vaccinated. No government can say, no, I don't want my people to be vaccinated. If the World Health Organization say, yes, you got to be vaccinated, everybody, you see the power they have now, they want to take. They want all governments in the world to agree to this. And it looks like everybody will because everyone's in the pockets. Everyone will get paid.
Well,
apart from me and you.
Yeah. Well, give thanks. Let's go back to the bread basket
Yeah.
and play that track from the album title.
Yeah, man.
You know, because so much has been talked about it.
Yeah, man.
And
yeah,
it's
man.
an amazing artwork. Who did the artwork for you?
That's Veronica.
Okay.
Yeah, man. She's my baby mother's cousin, you know, and her son Carl. He played drums on a lot of the tracks. He's a tough drummer, Carl Benjamin. You know, he's a great drummer. We know them from them are you. You know, he called me uncle. You know, I call him my nephew.
Yeah.
You know, that's how long we know each other. We're family still, but from my ex-wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I think that's better, isn't it?
yeah.
I mean, when you said your ex-wife, because that's better than baby
baby
mother.
mother. Yeah.
'Cause we was having a conversation. There was a lady said, "Oh, I don't like that time." I don't
Yeah.
even know why. So I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
on
I
a
know.
local
yeah.
level. That's what."
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. We used to say baby mother, but we say ex-wife, no, car. But you see, this is because it does demean the whole thing, because you know.
It's a Babylonian.
Yeah,
sort of like
yeah, yeah.
putting
Of
down,
course, it's
kind of
true.
thing, innit?
You know, that's true. But yeah, man, that's where it basically come from, you know.
Right. Well, let's take a
Yeah,
listen.
man.
Bread basket right here with Barry Dread. And talking about the drums, Ring Beam last night. My goodness, he's an amazing drummer.
Yeah, man. Number one.
Yes.
I tell you that straight.
And he played with smile on his face.
Yeah.
All night. So big up to all the musicians last night.
Yeah, man. Proper show, man.
And everyone I eat out, I eat, yeah. Africa, the best kid of the world. And everyone I eat out, I eat. I see my brothers fighting somebody else's war. I see my sisters struggling with no milk on their breast. Them are us in confusion. They're taking our minds, yeah.
Shout out to Lorna Marsha Rowe. Good to see you, Poppy Seed, last night.
And everyone I eat out, I eat, yeah. Africa, the best kid of the world. And everyone I eat out, I eat, yeah. Africa, the best kid of the world. And everyone I eat out, I eat, yeah. Africa, the best kid of the world. And everyone I eat out, I eat, yeah. Them burn, them loot, them plunder, and take without consent to build their banks and their cities while we fill their prison cells. I hear my ancestors calling from the bottom of the ships, and the spirit of Marcos say, rise up, yeah. Africa, the best kid of the world. And everyone I eat out, I eat, yeah. Africa, the best kid of the world. And everyone I eat out, I eat, yeah. Africa, the best kid of the world. And everyone I eat out, I eat, yeah. Africa, the best kid of the world. And everyone I eat out, I eat, except for we, oh, except for we. Oh, 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 oh. Them burn, them loot, them plunder, and take without consent to build their banks and their cities while we fill their prison cells, yeah. I hear my ancestors calling from the bottom of the ships, and the spirit of Marcos say, rise up, yeah. Africa, the best kid of the world. And everyone I eat out, I eat, yeah. Africa, the best kid of the world. And everyone I eat out, I eat, yeah. Africa, the best kid of the world. And everyone I eat out, I eat, yeah. Africa, the best kid of the world. And everyone I eat out, I eat, except for we, oh, except for we.
sweet reggae music, Africa, bread basket, right here on Feferity Radio. Shout out to each and everybody listening across the globe and watching us. We're live on YouTube. Shout out to each and everybody. You know, your music is so cool. It's like the real epitome of reggae music. What is like that kind of old school.
Yeah, man, straight. Yeah, man, just like the way you hear Dennis Brown or, Bob Andy or any one of them, man, they write them songs, the way me look on it, like Steel Pulse. You just put together your music, word, sound, and power, because that is what is important. Somebody have the sound, some people have the great sound, and then them not have the words. So you're not gonna get the full trinity.
Nah.
You see me I saying? Some people have the words, and then the music is a flap. So them not have the sound, so they can't get the power. You see me I say? It's that trinity. So once you have the words and the sound, you get the power.
You did a track yesterday with Poppy Seed. You said something that
was on.
That's been. I don't know if it's on these albums.
No, it's on the first album.
It's on the
We
first
Need
one.
Love. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a really, really, really good tune.
Yeah, man.
How long ago was that tune?
Well, we actually recorded from 1999, but the album didn't reach out until 2004. You know what I mean? We Need Love. Yeah, man. And it was re-recorded again, that track, in 2011. Rimbim on drums and so forth. And yeah, man, it was on vinyl. It was put on vinyl. There's a brother from Italy approached me. He actually works down at the shop there, down at Brixton there.
Pure vinyl?
No, man. Oh, gosh. Paniaca Lane, man, the big shop there.
Oh, okay.
Supertone. Yeah, man. Supertone. He worked there, so. But before he did work there, he approached me and asked me if I'd like to re-record the tune. Because he want to put it out. You know what I mean? See? So he took me to the studio, we re-lick it again. But he never want the poetry part. So we just lick it straight, Right. And he wanted it about 6-7 minutes so that he could put it on a long plate vinyl.
All right.
Yeah, man. And
have you got a copy?
Yeah, man. I just one copy me of. I mean, that sell off because it was it done well. He must have sold about 700-800 copies of that.
Wow.
Yeah, man. He did well with that. So yeah, man. It was and the artwork on it was nice. It was like a little youth with in a war zone situation. He did set it up neatly. Yeah, and it done well. And it also was it came out around the time of the riot. So it was kind of associated with the riot because they done a couple of videos when the Tottenham riot was going on.
Oh, the Tottenham.
Not wearing a war zone and red ted. So it kind of worked with that too. So it was a vibe.
So we're gonna feature one from your the latest album.
Yeah, man.
To launch
So
yesterday.
remember my smile up there. I've had him smiling night, I don't know.
Yeah. I was looking at the photo. Who took the photo?
Colin Taylor. Colin Taylor, great
Colin
photographer,
Taylor.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. In fact, his name was meant to be on that picture, but when we done the artwork, somehow they cut his name off, you know what I mean, from the bottom. So, man, when I repress it, I'm going to make sure his name is more clear on
credited. Yeah. That's kind of cool. It's like some people have, you look at their photos each time it changes. It's different. And you come across, I mean, in that kind of category as well, where every photo tells a very different
story,
varied.
True. Not true, man.
Were you not trying to smile? I mean, did this photo taken purposely for the album?
No, not at all. No. That was actually, it was a Earth Strong celebration, Yeah. My daughter organized it.
Right. Because you hardly smile on this one.
Yeah.
So
She caught me at a time when I was just, Yeah, so it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know, but when I saw the picture, I said, that would be good for the cover. Because it's the same picture in the front, So I just cut it out and just, put it in the front. And
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've got the album in my hand. I mean, which track you think we should go for first?
Duty.
Duty. That's track
2.
Okay. Why Duty?
It's an attitude, you know. 'Cause right now the people we're having problems even supporting each other, much less duty. You see me, I say, you know, we're getting to the point where, you know, we have to understand it's a serious thing, you know, our attitude towards each other. You know, we need to be more on it, you know what I mean? And not wait till someone dies before we come out of our house to support them. Support them while they're alive. You know what I mean? And do things, every day you must do something to liberate your people. Every day. A day mustn't pass and you ain't done something to liberate your people. That means take a root tune and play it to your youth. Something that, you know, that will bring them back to their culture.
You were saying, telling a story yesterday about someone that you asked for help. I mean, in terms of support or something like that.
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, that is how I came to write the song Duty. Because we used to run a little Saturday school back in the days. Me and a brother named Albert Jordan.
Okay.
And we ran for about 3 years. And, you know, that's what we know, say you can make your vision a reality. Because once we'd done it, it was just me and him. We put a little money in. And before we knew it, the school was running itself in terms of the parents and start helping out. One became a secretary, the one was a treasurer. And we just start, you know, once you put your vision to reality, it can happen.
Manifest, yeah.
So we used to help our brother Quasi move books because I used to drive my car and so forth. We used to move books from places to places for him. And then he was telling us about a new project that he had going on. I said, yeah, man, that sounds good, man. I'll support that, man. I'll support that. And he turned around and gave me a bad look. I said, I support it, brother. You know what I mean? And he said, what? Support? Are you duty? And I was like, you're right, you know, my brother. You know, it's our duty. Because if a person is doing something constructive to help his people, it's our duty to support that person. It's our duty. Because we can't expect Master to do it. Master's not going to do it. Unless we don't want to be liberated. You see me, I say, Master now got it. We have to do it. And they got people on duty. You see me, I say, they got the army, the police, the this, the that, they're on duty, man. They're on duty every day. They must sit down in a whole building, conspire for how them can destroy us as a people. We don't even sit around the table doing nothing. It's like the book, ISIS Papers by Frances Cress Welsing.
Yeah.
She wrote in that book about we're not on the chessboard. You know? It's a game of chess. And each column on the board represents a column of either education, media, you know, military, whatever it is, economics.
Yeah.
We're not on. Yeah. We're not even standing on any of them columns. We're on our side. We're not. Some of we not even dep on the board. Maybe 3 or 4 man, but them dep on the board, but them lie down. While on the white side, they're all standing up in all their columns. That's what the board looks like. So we're not even in the game. You know what I mean? You know, what we are is getting the crumbs off of the master's table. They dust off some crumbs and we're hanging around on the floor. So, can we have some, please? And then we're fighting each other for the crumbs. You know what I'm saying? So it is a duty because a lot of our ancestors already give their life to liberate us. So even for us to get to where we are today.
Is it the point where also do we have a duty to focus on the things that will make us happy and elevate us rather than the things that will bring us down?
Exactly. Well, this is it. Well, our duty is it's like a man have a duty to protect his family. Yeah? And to be a provider. These are the things, you know, this is what is supposed to be happening in society. So if you're doing these things, we will be happy. You know what I'm saying? Because that way you're making your environment, your surroundings secure. But at the moment, our surroundings is not secure. Anybody can step in and do whatever they want. So we can't be happy. We might be happy for a moment, then that happiness goes. It's like when you can imagine how it was like during slavery. You know, It's fleeting happiness. We might be happy last night. Then the slave master can come and take his piece. And you have to stand there and watch.
So what about our duty to be responsible for our own works that we're doing?
Yeah, well, it falls under the same, everything that we're doing right now is, it's our duty to be positive towards every aspect of what we're dealing with. It's our duty to be educating our children. It's our duty to be, create our own hospitals and our own shopping malls and our own designers and our own, this is our duty. But we're not fulfilling our duty, not all of us. Some of us are trying, you know what I mean? But the ones who are trying are not even getting help. Look at Auntie Jean. She's doing something so constructive. It's our duty to help her straight away. Straight away. You know what I mean? So this is what it is. We're not on that. If it's like some bashment thing, we're quick to jump up and skin out, and they have us our morality skewed. What we find important shouldn't, it shows that our weakness. You know what I mean? We should be finding other things. You find about cultures, we'll find what the important things is the priority. Them ever frivolous things is just what children do. Do you know what I mean? Children like to play and go out and party every day. Do you know what I mean? But men and women have things to do. You know what I'm saying?
Let's take a track. Duty. This is from the album that was launched yesterday, No Justice in Babylon. As a bass veteran, you can hear the bass all over Barry Dread's album and tracks.
We got to do what's right.
Can't beat a good bass line, Jano.
I'm sure when you listen to music, your music, you listen out for that. You have to be
man,
right.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Bass line for groove, yeah.
Well, it's my duty to play good music here
Yeah,
on
that's
Fefferity
right, my
Radio.
brother. Straight.
And to have the conversation that inspires.
Yeah, man. I bet you, son.
We got to do what's right. Oh yeah. Our duty to do the right thing today. Our duty to stand up and say. Our duty to do the right thing today. Our duty. Oh, yeah. Who will decide to stand for a cause? Who will be there for the final call? We got to fight to defend what is right, 'cause we're the ones the youths depend on to guard their lives. Our duty to do the right thing today. Our duty to help a brother man. Our duty to live upright. Our duty. We got to stand up and fight, yeah. We have everything that we require. In our DNA, our ancestors light the fire. You better not wait to hear the call. It's not a supporting thing, it's one and one for all. Our duty to do the right thing today. Our duty to hear our sisters say. Our duty.
Shout out to Miss Lorna, Jean Charles,
up strong. Our duty, our duty, our duty. Whoa, oh, 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 yeah. Our duty, to protect the family. Our duty, to defend our human rights. Our duty.
Yeah, man, duty, eh?
Mm-hmm.
From the album No Justice
That's
in
not
Babylon.
about- Yeah, man, straight.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, man, it's important, you know. We have the right attitude towards each other, you know what I mean, and towards our liberation, you know what I mean. It's like I've always been a type of youth that, you know, I remember as a youth, you know, used to watch them gangster movies, you know what I mean, and things say, boy, we do some badness, boy, I mean, might get look after when we go inside, you know what I mean, and we had, you know, them way there, you know, your family be catered for, and you know? But then never see that wasn't forthcoming, you know what I mean? I said, no, nah, you're on your own, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that never really make no sense, you know. So
I mean, the artists that you've worked with, you know, most of the reggae artists you have worked with. Tell us which one really inspires you, like give you that kick, like, you know, you always feel so happy from within when you with the individual, when you play with them. Tell us of some memories that you've had with, and that is that left an impression with you.
Well, I mean, to me, Daddy, you right, you know, because one of the last bands to work with him. We toured with him in 2017 all over Europe, and through Arira Mad Professor and Arira Records, you know, we were called. My nephew Carl was playing drums, I'm on bass, and Ashanti Sela was on that as well, keyboard man, and Black Steel, you know, Richie Canary. Yeah, man, it was a great tour, and Uri, you know, when him start tell you about Count Machuca, you know, the fact that who inspired him, I ask, you know what I mean? Because there's DJs before him. You thought to yourself, there's nobody before him, you know what I mean? But the one that have people that they looked up to, you know what I mean? It's like, you see me, I said, so every one of our route, it's like, no matter how far back you go, someone was inspired by someone else, you know? And he used to tell us them kind of stories there. And, you know, it was just such a joy to be around and to know, say, me have them kind of man there hold me up in their heart as a great bassy, because he used to love the way me drive my bass, you know. So he was one of the great man them, and that tour we did ended up on the Rotterdam Festival in Spain. You know, and see him come out, you know, he was as sprightly as he was when he was young, obviously, because he was, you know. But man, the way him control the mic and, you know, deal with the thing, so that man, yeah, professional man, you know. Yeah, man, the way him deal with him thing, you know, I was impressed, you know.
So you, Roy?
Yeah, man, Daddy, you right, man. Nah, man, great. And then our next artist that we found was a great artist as well. Was we got to work with Alton Ellis.
Okay.
Yeah, man, back in the days, you know. And he's, you know, so you know, the way him just conduct the music, you know, we learn a lot from him. You know? Learn a lot from him. And next artists were inspired, a musician, was Bin Garden. He was a major influence. Because Bin Garden took us under his wing. You know what I mean? The great trombonist man. You know what I mean? And he used to shake the bass into me. You know, I thought I knew how to play the bass. You know what I mean? You know. And he said, no man, na to. Not to. I said, what am I talking about? And he used to come to my shoulder and I rap my shoulder like, say, no man, I saw it go. And he used to tell the keyboard man, no man, choke the keyboard man, joke it. You know? We're like, what's he talking about? Do you know what I mean? And he used to tell the drummer, flag the drum man, flag it man. Yeah, lag the beat, yeah, lag it. And I said, we're lagging the beat. What's he talking about? We never really hear it. You know, because The way them play music in Jamaica, then, you know, the beat is hustled. You know, you can't just, you don't relax too much. You know, there was different. Lovers Rock was more, you know, just more laid back. But Jamaica music, you're more on the beat. You know what I mean? So that's what he was kind of more putting into us. And it's only when he kind of left us, and we really check where myself said, yeah, we will wear my top. Well, no, you know, and it just come into us naturally from them vibe there. So yeah, it was a great influence as well, Bin Garden, you know what I mean? Great trombonist, you know what I mean? Because you know, we used to do shows all over the place, man, all over. Well, we never actually went Europe with him. We did shows here in the UK.
Right. Okay.
You know, before, you know, he had issues and he had to leave, you know what I mean? Because I believe he's living in France now, you know? But yeah, man, he was fantastic. John Holt. We worked with John Holt. We actually cut a record with John Holt, right? Wow. That went to number 7 in the UK chart back in, what year was that? Blow not, 1980. About 87, 88. One them time there.
What was the name of the track?
The name of the track is Pretty Girl.
Right.
Oh, pretty girl, you're looking good to me. By the way, what's your name? You look like a superstar. You know that, you know, that was the truth. But he came in and just sung the song. We done 2 recordings with him. And he just came in and sing the song, and he sings so softly. And I like him a whisper. The way, you know, he just whisper, you know, but in voice loud, you know what I mean? And basically, him just sing the song and then gets to find the rhythm. You know what I mean? Gets to find the rhythm. And then drum me find the beat. And then me just draw one bass line. And that was the tune. Him say, hey, we not go on, you know, because he was shocked. I was just coming like a yard band. Because that's how they used to do it, innit? The singer just come and sing and, you know, Jackie Mito would just find the chords and then, you know what I mean? So you know it, a beat drop and then the bass line drop. A new tune make. And the same way, that's the same thing we done with John Holt. So we made 2 tunes with him. And the Pretty Girl done well. Because I remember going to my sister's house and saw it on a compilation, one of John Holt's greatest hits. And I thought, wait, we played on that tune. And it's got John Holt and Sunset Band underneath. So yeah, I we that.
That's credit.
Yeah, man, that's credit,
that's
man.
Fantastic.
So yeah, we had some go by with John Holt, man, and thing. And yeah, it was sad to see the way he went. Because actually, I was there at the concert when he collapsed. The One Love concert, you know, and it was really sad. He was, you know, the man them just picked him up like he was just light. The man, you know, he lost so much weight. He shouldn't have been out. Should have been recovering, you know.
It is.
But that's the way life is, man. You know what I mean? You know, the reggae is so. I mean, in terms of they're so shabby to us, to me. You know, we're not earning enough money out of our music. You know what I mean? We can't earn a proper living. Why artists like me can't, any artist out there that is putting out good reggae music can't live off of it?
Duty. I mean, you know, we have a duty to support one another.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen, you know, I remember years ago, a Jamaican friend went to see Baba Mal and was very, very surprised. You know, I introduced him to that, and he was very surprised to see the turnout. There's a lot of Europeans.
Yeah, man.
And what the shock of it was that how can they, because the idea back in the day is like, oh, Jamaicans or Caribbeans don't like African music because they can't hear what they're saying. So that was a shocker. So how these people enjoying this music and they don't even know what?
Well, you know, saying? you see what is against us is that the media, you know.
What do you mean?
They take the music from us. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
for example,
I'm talking about the level of like
support.
For example, like you, what a great, for those who were there yesterday, saw the ability, the talent.
Yeah, man, that's true.
Right. So, like people that know you, you know, should have. The place should have been flooded.
Yeah, should have been.
You know what I mean? Like even right down to the staircase.
Yeah, man. In reality,
you understand?
But
so
you
that's
see,
what I'm saying about the duty for us to support one another.
Yeah. I agree. But on the mainstream, in terms of, you know, to make a proper living out of it, you know, you're right. should be us. But you see, what's happening is, especially my generation, we stop by music. You know what I mean? And the youths have a culture, they don't buy music. You know, young people don't really buy music, they stream it and all of that. So it's a different paradigm now, it seems. You know, so we can be pushed into certain markets that's not really ours. You know what I mean? And people who don't want you there, they can shun you out easier. You know, it's more easy to control. Where it was when it was record based, you know, it was a fair playing field. But now it's all these little things going on where we can be shut out of the business, and that's what me feel like. It's like I'm known in the conscious community. You know, the conscious community knows me, but in the wider community, you know, I won't be promoted as, I don't find myself promoted as much. You know what I mean? So in that regard, I'm not getting the gigs and the this and the that. You know what I mean? By my own people and even by the European promoters. You know what I mean? Because especially when you got a message that's too what they might call radical. I don't call it radical as far as I'm concerned, but I'm singing songs of liberation. So songs of liberation, sometimes, you know, there's people out there that don't want that to go out too far because that's not the agenda that they're on. You know what I'm saying? I might be on that agenda, but they're not on that agenda, so they're not pushing it.
So we need to be finding the right
avenues to go down. Yeah, man. And now people need, as you rightly say, need to support, because I was expecting greater support, but I think the people that came out made it such a beautiful night. You know what I mean? I never really missed nobody. You know what I'm saying? As such, you know. But yeah, man, we just need to just support one another. You know what I mean? The whole market is changing, especially in the roots circuit. Because even when I remember, like even 5-10 years ago, you know, went to see Feferityinspire, where 20-30 years ago it'd only be I and I there, but now it's majority, you know, Europeans. You know what I mean? And a minority is us. You know what I mean? Now I hear there's a tour coming up. I mean, Feferityinspire's coming again. So I do hear a lot of people say, "Yeah, man, we gotta go," because now they didn't get to see him for many years. You know what I mean? That we allowed him to just go off into that community. Because I was surprised. I forget where I went. Down the West End somewhere I saw him. I'm like, boy, spot the black man here. You know what I mean? He couldn't even see them. You know? And so, you know, that the whole thing is where they're selling the music. You know, they're pointing it in different directions because different people are owning it now. It's not us. So if they're owning it, they're selling it towards themselves. So then, you know, we're not buying it no more. They're buying it. That's why you're going to find majority of them there. You know what I mean? So that's how it go. But I would love to see more sales in Europe and all of that. It's just to find the right avenues. But right about now, Africa is where we want to see my music sell off.
All right. Okay. Well, it's all possible. I mean, what's the plan for that?
Well, you know, I have a few little links, but, you know, I ain't really got a lot of distributors or anybody like, because it's a different. When you talk about distributors, everybody talk about digital distributors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? It's like it's a minefield. You don't know how to navigate them minefield there. You know, unless you have certain resources around you. You're watering in enough palms, you know, you ain't gonna negotiate that minefield unless Babylon in some way have your back. Then it seems like you can go through because they open up all the things for you if you got their support. And sometimes you can tell certain artists who have that support and who don't. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's also possible for like your links in Africa, or, you know, whichever African country it is, to be able to print the album and package it. And
yeah, that'd be a good idea, yeah.
You know, because these are all, you know, the access is all there.
Yeah, man.
Instead of like shipping a whole...
No, that makes sense. Yeah, no, that wouldn't make sense. No, at all. You know what I mean? Because the price ratio is a different thing as well. You know what I mean? So, you know, yeah. So it would definitely make sense to do it over there. But I mean, I don't know how things are, you know, because I mean, just like over here, CDs don't sell often. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So it's a different format now because people are talking about the stick now and all kind of thing now.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
do people want the music?
Yeah.
Everybody want to download it, but
Yeah.
downloading, people don't download. Especially certain people, that it's very reticent. You can probably get 1 out of 100 people to download something.
Mm.
Because firstly, if you want to get download from Apple or Amazon or one of them, you have to register with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people don't like registering with people. And then you have to give your bank details, and you got to open up your whole business to these people before you can buy one little thing. So by the time that you get to that, you say, "Cha, I can't bother with that, man, cha."
Mm.
You know what I mean? I left it. But if they was in front of me and they saw my CD, they'd buy it.
Yeah.
They want the product, but they just can't take the aggro.
Yeah. I mean, in fact, another thing as well, it's not like people don't have the appliances to play CDs anymore.
But this is it. This is ridiculous still. But, this is it. It's true. It's true. It's true. Now record players gone out of business. CD players now, they stopped it in cars. You can't, there's no CD players. So it's about the stick now. Because I was even thinking of putting the album on a stick. You know what I mean? But it's still, it's in early stages. May I see how it work out. Might put a couple on the stick and see how it work out. You know what I mean?
Yes, because then the access is...
It's more available. At least a man can take it and put it in his car. You can put it in your laptop. You got it. But it still becomes just a stick.
Because even the laptops these days, they don't have a CD input.
Yeah, I know. You tell me what they're trying to do there.
Well, I mean, you could say, I still buy vinyls, but when you say as a DJ you want to play out, which one would you prefer to carry? A vinyl, a CD, or your computer or USB? Which one? And I think the answer is very clear.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of the weight.
Yeah.
And so with the stick, you can carry this more than the amount of, if I'm going to say carry a case, 2 boxes of vinyl.
Isn't that beautiful, right? Cool. It's like a treasure. You see, that's what I'm trying to say. It's how you view it. You know what I mean? It's treasures you carry. When you have that box of record, like a treasure trove you have,
Indeed.
Treasure no light,
However, you're talking about the weight, and people have been buying records. Probably they've been buying records for the last over 20 years. So they're not young people.
No.
So, carrying...
Yeah, but I meant people lazy knowing it. So what's happening is now, come on.
You want to make life a little bit easier.
Yeah, but
for
what
yourself.
it is it's like the youths them. They don't feel music. Before, when we heard a good song, we had to have that.
Yeah.
That had to be my house, not on something I can't see. I mean, no one owns music now. It's just I borrow it from and listen it for a while and take it back.
I think it's a good idea because the idea of ownership, sometimes has brought, discrimination, injustice, about owning stuff. So I think the future is about, you can rent your home, you can now rent a car without owning it.
That's all right. That's all right. That's right. I'm quite happy for that. But my product that I produce, it's to me special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People put all by years are working at it. Then it's like, all right, it's just a digital download.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then you're not going to get the information about the artist. You're not going to read about him. You're not going to find out who played on the instruments. All the fine details what you can find out if you buy the CD or the album. There's,
Well, I mean, some of these streaming or art, it depends really, but you can actually get the full information about the band, the artist, and so on the same digital, online. Talking about places, where you can purchase a CD. Tell us where your CD is actually located.
It's on sale at the moment on Bandcamp.
On Bandcamp?
On Bandcamp, yeah.
Okay.
And
is it on
I've got
Spotify?
CDs. No, not at the moment, no.
Okay. So it's not on the other...
No, it's not on the other formats. Because I find so far it's cost me to keep them up there. I'm not making no money from none of that. You know what I mean? As an artist, it's costing me to put my money, my you know, on this, you know, you sell out all your rights or whatever, you know, digital rights. You say TuneCore or CD Baby, they charge you a little nominal fee to have your music up there, but they get it on all the sites. But you're not making any money from it. People are playing it, but it's streaming. What's that? It's costing me. Then every year the subscription comes round. It's costing me to keep it up there. What's the point?
And I think because the point is, a lot of people now, when you talk to them, you go on album, I mean, they're like, oh, where can I get it? People go on there, you know, streaming. Just like, you know, I think these are becoming, these streaming, online streaming platforms are becoming the actual physical shops.
Yeah.
You know, like your HMVs, your Virgin and all of that.
That's where people go
to. So people will say like, oh, where can I find them? People go straight onto these platforms. So it'd be good to have something on there because again, it's about.
Well, I've got
being
music
relevant.
on there, but not the No Justice in album. You know, I get that. No Justice in Babylon.
Yeah.
You know, I get that band there at the moment.
Right. Okay.
I got music on there.
Yeah.
As I said, I got things on. You know, some of my lovers tracks and stuff. Them dep on Spotify and and Amazon and iTunes and all them things. As I said, I've been there, done it. And what I see, I don't see anything that benefit me. You see me, I say. So I gotta put it on iTunes and this and that, and me not get no money out of it. What's the point? I might as well keep it obscure. You know what I mean? And if you want it, come check me. And or come to my website or come to Bandcamp and get it. Because it's not benefiting. I think the whole scam, that's a whole scam. All of that, they're robbing musicians and they're robbing artists. I don't see no benefit for the artists. What, you got to pay, got 100,000 streams to make £10 or £100. I don't know how much it is, but it's not a lot. And people don't download enough. So yeah, the only benefit I get out of it is when I go around to my sisters and she goes to Alexa, but play some Barry Dread. And then it just, Barry Dread just start run. I said, yeah, that's nice. You see me? I said, that's the only benefit me can say. I get from that my music is
and that's
accessible.
A lot.
It's accessible.
And that's a lot.
Yeah, that's accessible.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready for No Justice in Babylon to be that accessible to people for nothing.
Yeah. So what is your hope for reggae music?
My hope for reggae music? Hope for reggae music is that the youths, the young, you know, will continue the legacy of reggae music, the young people, so that, you know, by the time my grandchildren's age reach to maturity, they will also love reggae music as much as I do. You know what I mean? Because I find reggae music is a vehicle of our culture. You know? A house without reggae music is usually a house without knowledge of their culture. You know, that's what I've seen over the years. You know, people that don't listen to reggae don't really have an aspect to their culture. But once a house have reggae and them players, you know, some of the roots artists, subliminally, it will get into the youths' them head. It gets into your head, you know what I mean? So any house that don't play reggae to me is usually devoid of culture. I can't say I can't blanch that, but that's what I found over the years. So reggae to me is it's like a capsule that holds our culture in it. You see me? I say so.
What about legacies? Like, because you started playing music, inspired by music in general, but there was no one in the family that could say, okay, you know what I mean, you're taking up from. Looking at your children and grandchildren, that you're saying, do you see any of them taking up your legacy?
I think they would have, you know. Me and, you know, their mothers stay together, you know what I mean? Because once you leave the home, your influence is not as strong anymore. You know what I mean? You know, when I was at home, they were all playing instruments. You see me, I say? But when you and mommy fall out and then you go one way and you leave the children, then your influence is no longer there. You know what I mean? So then they can't become you.
Yeah.
You see me, I say? They're going to become...
It's going to take hard work.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't realize when we break up our families, the power that we give away.
Yeah, that's one of the troubles in life.
Yeah,
but,
man.
You know, we're gonna have this again here
Yeah,
at
man.
Barry.
Yeah, man.
But I want to say thank you very much for putting up a great show last night
Yeah,
at the
man.
Ritzy.
Proper.
The video will be out soon, so I mean, people will watch it again on our YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
man. Please do.
But please make sure you go out there and check Barry Dread. You can Google the name and you can find his music everywhere. We need he needs support,
Yeah,
and I'm
man.
sure you will see him again. Is there any performance lineup? Any immediate one lineup?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll be having a memorial in June the 11th in honor of
Your son.
not only my son but his mother, because his mother passed away last year too. So I lost 2 people in the last 2 years. So his mother passed away. It'll be a year in June the 11th that she passed. So we'll be having a tribute, and that'll be held at the Ark.
Okay.
Ark Galway for all the family. People. It's more of a private thing.
Yeah.
But I'll be performing live there though.
Okay.
I definitely want to do a live thing. Plus, I'll have my bingy drummers. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some ices for Mala, So,
For real.
you know what I mean? Create a memory. And actually, I'm planning to do a video on that day because I'll have my friends and family around.
Yes.
And make a video of Righteous Way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make a day of it. Sun will be shining and all that.
I mean, you got a website, isn't it?
I did have a website, but it was costing me to keep it up. You know what I mean? And I weren't earning the money the last 2 years, nothing like one in it. You know what I mean? So it don't really make sense maintain it. You know what I mean?
You never know. These things, I mean, it costs money.
Yeah. You see me? I said, so I couldn't really me left that for now. But right now, as I said, you can get all my stuff on Bandcamp. That's a great site. From your bite, me know.
So how can somebody get in touch with you? I mean, through
you
email
can get done.
or
Yeah,
social
man.
media?
Yeah, man. I mean, you can get in touch with me, Barry Dread Bass, BarryDreadBass at gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah, or Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Tactic, whatever you want to call it. We depend on all of them. See?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a pleasure having you here, my brother.
Man.
And, you've given us a lot of joy to take through for the start of the week. We truly appreciate that. And we want to send a shout out to you and your family.
Oh, give thanks,
and
brother.
all the musicians that were there yesterday.
Yeah, man, that's true, man. Rise the whole of them up, Stumpy and JB and Altalans and all the massive that came up with. Listen, the whole on our Diamond.
Yes.
See?
Yes.
Diamond, I mean, all a special place in my heart forever. See? Rastafari, give thanks for the whole of the item for come out. And freestyle, give thanks for the eye. See? You never know how mystic you call me. I know that was a mystic call. Me get that day there. Can we just finish mix it and get the master back, we are listening to master and you call.
Yes.
See? So yeah, respect, man.
And
respect.
it's worth it, though, definitely.
Yeah, man, respect.
So we're going to leave listeners with the album title, No Justice in Babylon.
Good it, man.
And that's going out to all those who've had their fair share of experience
with no
in the
justice.
situation.
Yeah, man, that's true, man.
So, Barry, enough respect, man.
Yeah, man. Salute to my brother.
Yes, I bless. Well, until then, I tell you what, I sounded so knackered, and I'm going to take my good rest tonight and have a good one tomorrow. But here I'll be on Tuesday with some more informative conversation here on Feferity Radio. Make sure you tune and download the app if you haven't yet. Please make sure you do that. And continue to support us here on Feferity Radio. And check our podcast on Spotify, Feferityinspire. And make sure you listen to some of the shows that are on Mixcloud. And you can entertain yourself on YouTube after this show. Thank you very much.
Their wickedness knows no bounds. True justice will cut them down. There's no justice in Babylon. No matter how you try, you can't get it. No matter how you try, you can't get it. No, there's no justice in Babylon. No matter how you try, you can't get it. No matter how you try, you can't get it. No. Look how many have been slaughtered and brutalized. We've no account It's time for us to stand up tall. There's no justice in Babylon. No matter how you try, you can't get it. No matter how you try, you can't get it. No, no, there's no justice in Babylon. No matter how you try, you can't get it. No matter how you try, you can't get it. No, no. They stole all that they have, backed up with a curtain of lies. We're the very people who got them civilized. They're a disgrace to our eyes. Look how many suffered, look how many died by the hand of the genocide. There's no justice in Babylon. No matter how you try, you can't get it. No matter how you try, you can't get it. No, no, there's no justice in Babylon. No matter how you try, you can't get it. No matter how you try, you can't get it. No, no, no. No justice. No justice. Whoa, oh, 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 yes. A righteous lady, such a righteous queen, Empress Joy. She told us of her exploits in Jamaica. She was the nanny queen. Empress Joy. Righteous queen, Empress Joy. Could smile the way she smiles. And a teacher